Hey, Marilyn, where are you?
I'm out with my boyfriend, Jesse.
Oh, that's just great. I suggest you stay where you are and don't bother to come home.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Exactly what it means.
I went out on a date with Jesse, so you can't expect me to stay here. I'll be coming home, of course.
You're out on a date with Jesse? Let me guess, he probably took you to some cheapskate restaurant in town.
Nope, actually we went to a really good restaurant today.
Whatever, it's not like I care. Besides, no matter where he takes you to, it can never be as expensive as the restaurants my husband takes me to.
You can brag all you want, but I'm not moved one bit. Especially not where that husband of yours is concerned. You seem to have forgotten that I used to be with him before you snatched him.
What's wrong with you, Marilyn? I've told you to never say I snatched him from you. From my point of view, he only took you out on a couple of dates, and you clearly weren't going to accept his proposal of marriage.
I was taking my time to judge his character.
A rich dude is asking for your hand in marriage, and you're busy judging his character? Don't you know money defines character? Of course he'd be a good character. I mean, duh. Besides, what's character got to do in matters like this?
We really are so different. I'm way past that incident. Although I was very hurt, I've forgiven you already.
The real person who needs your forgiveness is Mom, actually. She's the one who pushed me into marrying your ex.
What?
Yeah. Mom came to me one day and said, I think you should go after your sister's boyfriend, Zoe. Your sister seems to be wasting time, and I don't want us to lose a rich suitor.
Mom really said that?
Absolutely. I know you're shocked, right?
You know what? I am not surprised to hear this. Mom had always wanted things to happen in your favor, despite the fact that I'm the first child.
Haha. The thing you don't get is it's not just Mom. Even nature supports things being in my favor. Remember the time in high school when I was crowned Queen of Prom Night? Like, I always got asked out by the best guys, while you were hardly asked out. Everyone wondered how we were sisters. All you were interested in was school and work, but I got the fame and recognition.
Don't even go there. I don't want to remember that incident.
I'm just trying to let you see that I'm the younger and prettier one, so you just keep working, and I'll keep reaping and enjoying.
Nonsense! I'll be going back to enjoy my date if you don't mind.
What's there to enjoy? I bet on our late grandmother's grave that you're at a burger shop. Anyway, wait to hear what I've got for you. This is the real reason I texted you. It's just that I digress too much. You know, my husband sometimes teases me by saying I sound like one is switching between different TV channels when I'm talking.
Zoe, you're digressing again.
Oh yeah, so, like I was saying earlier, just stay where you are and don't bother coming back home.
What? You've got to be kidding me. What's this about?
Isn't it obvious? You're being thrown out of the house.
What? Which house?
You can't be unlucky in life and dumb at the same time. Or can you? Our parents' house, of course.
How come you get to inform me that I'm being thrown out of our parents' house? You don't even live there anymore. Besides, I can't be kicked out. There's no justifiable reason for that. I don't believe you.
Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't change anything. The fact remains that there is no room for you in that house anymore, so you're being kicked out.
This is nonsense. I'm gonna speak with Mom.
Speaking to Mom would just make matters worse. You know she's not nice with her words. Mom's going to tell you point blank why you're being chased out. Here, I'm trying to relay what's going on in a simple and lovely way, but you're not listening. I packed your bags already and placed them outside the door.
You've got to be kidding me. What do you mean by you packed my bags already? Why am I being kicked out?
Does the why change anything? Just get your bags and go live with that pauper you've chosen to marry.
So this is about me insisting on marrying Jesse, right?
If I begin to explain things to you, I might end up digressing and saying too much. This conversation was never intended to be this long. Bye. Don't bother calling me, please.
Mom! Why aren't you picking up my calls? Mom! You really have no manners, Marilyn. Disturbing me with calls like a spoiled brat. What did you expect me to do when I got home to find my bags packed outside the door? You missed out on the detail. Neatly packed. Your bags were neatly packed. I wanted us to throw it all out, but your dad begged us to pack your stuff neatly, at least. Am I supposed to be grateful that my bags were neatly packed outside my home? And by us, you mean yourself and Zoe, right? Yep, I believe the message is clear enough. We don't need you around anymore. You know, when Zoe messaged me this evening, I thought it was all a joke or something. Allow me to explain exactly what's going on. Zoe messaged me a few days back that her husband has a little financial situation and they need to stay with us for a while till things get better. I told her it wouldn't be an issue. Since her husband is rich, he would get out of the situation in no time and they'd be back to their house soon. Plus, I'm sure he'd reward us handsomely for helping him out. Rich people are like that, you know. Okay, that isn't a reason for me to get kicked out. Zoe has her room in the house. She can just live there with her husband. Well, one room isn't going to accommodate them. Zoe is expecting a baby. Really? Last time I saw her, she didn't look pregnant to me. She's 3 weeks pregnant, and we need enough space in the house for when the baby arrives. Let me get this straight. I'm being kicked out because of a baby that isn't even born yet? Keep shut, Marilyn. How dare you speak of your sister's child like that? This is unfair, Mom. Can't I just stay in the house at least till the baby is born? Ah, stop being a pain in the ass. It's my frickin' house and I can do what I want. Just take your bags and get out. I'm sure there's more to this than you're saying. If Zoe and her husband are just staying for a while, surely they'll have moved out before the baby is born. You're just looking for a way to get rid of me. Yeah, sure. You haven't been contributing to the family all the while you've stayed with us. Worse still, you've chosen a poor guy to marry. You're a disappointment, Marilyn. Just look at your younger sister. Her husband sends us a lot of money every month. But I try my best, Mom. I also get things done around the house with my salary. It doesn't make a difference if your husband isn't rich. I'm gonna speak with Dad about this. I can't just be thrown out of the house. You must be kidding if you think your dad can change any decision I've made. Where's everyone? The door is locked. Well, I didn't want us to create a scene in front of the house with you begging and crying, so I took everyone out on a celebratory dinner for Zoe's pregnancy. I promise you're gonna regret this, Mom. There's nothing you can do. You've made your choice already, so why not live with the consequences? Just go and live with that loser boyfriend of yours, okay? This isn't right. I'm not even married to him yet. What does a poor couple need a wedding for? Bye, Marilyn. And please don't contact me ever, except if you're rich, which I don't see happening in your lifetime, so please don't contact me. I promise you'll regret what you've done to me today. Hello, Mom. Mom, who is this? It's me, Marilyn. What? Marilyn? Is this really you or some impersonator? It's me, Mom. Gracious goodness! You haven't been in touch for about 5 years now. I'm sorry about that. It's not entirely my fault, though. So whose fault is it? It's definitely not my fault. I didn't reach out to place blame on anyone, so let's just skip that. I just found out that Dad passed. I cried so much over the night, so I thought of just reaching out to see how you are. How are you and Zoe doing? Don't think you can change the topic and switch to pleasantries. It's a year already since your dad died, so we've gotten over it. I haven't seen or heard from you in years, Marilyn. I was so sick and worried about my daughter. Why do I find that hard to believe? If you missed me and were really worried like you said, you could have just called me, Mom. Well, I tried to, but... Mom, I clearly remember you saying I shouldn't contact the family ever again if I insisted on getting married to Jesse. You chased me out of the house, and despite your threat, I still called several times. You never picked up, and neither did you return my calls. Dad was the only one who regularly kept in touch. So just stop the petty lies, please. Is this how you want to go about it? By placing blame on me? I did just what a good mother would do. I couldn't have let you marry a man who was poor and unaccomplished. Poor and unaccomplished, you say? I'm not surprised you're defending yourself. It's typical of you not to own up to your mistakes. I'm glad I made the right choice by sticking to him, though. Jesse's now a multi-billionaire realtor. What? How is that even possible? If a man is hardworking and intelligent, he'll surely become successful. Well, I'm really proud of you, Marilyn. Oh, look at how I pushed you in the right direction. What do you mean by that? You'd never have become a rich man's wife if I didn't push you out of the house. Listen to yourself, Mom. You really haven't changed. Shouldn't have bothered reaching out to you. Take care. Wait, I didn't mean it that way. Marilyn! Marilyn!
Hi, Marilyn. It's your sister, Zoe. Do you still remember me?
How could I forget the reason I was rendered homeless 5 years ago?
Come on, sis. 5 years is a long time. You ought to have forgiven me by now.
I might have, but I sure haven't forgotten. Why are you messaging me all of a sudden? You never reached out once in the last 5 years.
Well, I heard rumors in town yesterday that a rich couple just moved in. A Mr. and Mrs. Jesse Anderson? Then Mom informed me not long ago that you messaged her and told her that your husband is now rich. I just put 2 and 2 together that the new couple has got to be you.
Huh, so you're messaging me because of some random rumor?
Rumors always turn out to be true. Remember one time that there was a rumor that a mayor had embezzled public funds? The dude showed up on TV claiming innocence, but it turned out to be true. That guy's serving a prison sentence now. So yes, I believe rumors.
Zoe, you still can't focus on one thing at a time.
Whatever. I'm right, aren't I? Why would you message Mom all of a sudden, except if you're back in town?
Let's say I also heard a rumor that a certain rich guy went bankrupt and kept living in his in-laws' house for 5 years.
Are you joking about our situation right now? You weren't this heartless when you left us. What has changed you?
Well, I can't possibly feel an ounce of pity after what you and Mom did to me back then. Not to mention all you've done to me before then.
This isn't right. So you're really back in town?
What difference does it make?
It makes a whole lot of difference, because it means you're back at the right time. All our struggles are finally over.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It only makes sense that you take up the financial responsibility of the house now that you're back.
You must have some bolts loose in your head to utter such a statement. Do you think I'm the same softie from 5 years ago? You and Mom pushed me into the streets and forced me to fend for myself the hard way. There's no way I would forget something like that. If you cross my path, I wouldn't mind taking revenge on you both.
You wouldn't dare hurt your family, would you?
You guys aren't my family. The only person who acted as a family is Dad, and he's gone now. Bless his soul.
I see. So Dad is your only family, right?
Yep. I'm an orphan as far as I'm concerned.
That is selfish of you. You want to cut us off now that you're rich? I won't let you do that. I'm gonna tell everyone that the rich couple is my elder sister and her husband. Surely you wouldn't want people to think you're selfish to your family, would you?
Do whatever you want, Zoe. I don't care. Where are you, Marilyn? Since when did my whereabouts concern you? Since you're back in town, I thought it'd be nice to pay you a visit. I never told you I'm back. You didn't have to. The news is all over town. Okay, I am back, but that doesn't mean you can come to visit. Well, I came, and the security at the gate wouldn't let me in. They really embarrassed me, Marilyn. They were strictly obeying my orders. I should commend them for that. Really, Marilyn? You'd turn your back to your family just because you're rich now? What do you mean, Mom? You seem to have no sense of remorse at all. I'm only addressing you as my mom because of the little respect I still have for you. You don't exist in my world anymore. You can't just shut me out of your life. We're family. Don't you care how we've been faring all this while? What's there to care about? Did you care how I'd fare when you suddenly chased me out of the house and family 5 years ago? You can't even say you're sorry. There really is nothing to be sorry about, 'cause you turned out just fine. I knew you'd make it if I pushed you into the streets. You're a strong girl. Unlike your little sister who's fragile and can't live on her own. Just listen to yourself. It's one thing to act evil. It's another thing not to be remorseful at all. Now I can see Jesse was right all along. I shouldn't have contacted you in the first place. Don't bring your husband into this. I'm talking about our family here. We want to see you. Things haven't been easy since you left. Zoe's husband was unable to get back on his feet and fend for his family, so there have been difficulties for us. They've been staying with us since then. I heard so. What of the child Zoe was carrying? How are you all coping with the financial stress? Child? Oh, Zoe actually lied about being pregnant. We found out later. It was all a ploy just to get you out of the house. This is unbelievable. I'm cursed with an evil mother and sister. Thank God for Dad. He's the only one who kept in touch after I left the house. It's a pity he didn't live long to see what I've become. May his soul rest in peace. Don't tell me you've been in touch all this while. Your dad never mentioned it once. Not once. That's because I told him not to. I sent money to him sometimes and told him to promise never to disclose my whereabouts. Well, since your dad got his share of your wealth while he was alive, it's time for your sister and me to enjoy what you have too. I demand that you begin to pay me $20,000 every month. Wait, that's too little for a multi-billionaire's wife like you. I demand $50,000 every week. What? Do you think money grows on trees? You must be a joker if you think you'd get a cent from me. I'm not done. We'd be needing a new house, too. I'm tired of this place. It's falling apart just by looking at it. It doesn't suit my status as a multi-billionaire's mother-in-law. What else do you need? Probably a Ferrari, right? Oh, well, you could add that to the list, too. But make sure to get me a chauffeur and some maids for the new house. Will that be all? For now, yes. Great. Get lost. What? You don't dare talk to your mother rudely. I swear on my father's grave that if you come near my house again, the police will have you locked up. All right. I see where the problem is. Why don't you give me a date and a time when we can sit and discuss my demands? You're getting on my nerves. Ugh! Chill. I'll find out how to talk to your husband then. He surely won't mind giving me money every week. You'd better be careful. Jesse's around with some of his friends and business partners. They all know how badly you treated us and won't waste time in dealing with you. There's nothing anyone can do to me. Goodbye, since you can't be of help to me.
Oh my gosh! I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw you today.
Huh? Where did you see me?
At the opening of that new company in town?
Oh, okay.
You looked so beautiful, Marilyn. I couldn't believe your skin could glow that way.
Uh-huh. I don't think there was anything special about the way I looked.
Don't pretend to be modest with me. I saw how flamboyant you dressed with expensive gold jewelry.
How did you even get to see me? The opening ceremony was strictly by invitation.
I was part of the crowd that gathered outside the gate.
Oh, that explains it.
The most surprising thing for me was seeing you carrying a beautiful little girl in your arms.
That's my daughter, Dora. She's just 6 months.
Oh, she's so beautiful. Can I have her?
What? What do you mean by that?
Exactly what I said. It's not too much to ask, is it?
Are you nuts or something? You can't just ask for my daughter like she's an object.
Look, Mom and I had a plan this morning. She wanted us to go to the house we believed you were staying with your husband so we could discuss our demands with you. But I told her I heard of a new company's opening ceremony and had a hunch that you could be there. It's been a while since we've had investors around here, so I just put 2 and 2 together. I went to the opening ceremony while she went to your house. I turned out to be right because I got to see you.
Seems like you and Mom are playing petty games. And you both seem to be enjoying it.
Come on, sis. You're the talk of the whole town. Don't you want us to associate with you?
Years ago, you didn't want to live in the same house as me.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, what was I talking about? Yeah, making demands. So, I want your baby girl. That's all. And probably a job for my husband, because I can't work. I'm too fragile for anything stressful. In fact, Mom and my husband have been the ones fending for the family since Dad died. To make matters worse, I wasn't able to get pregnant, so I was always sad and lonely each time they went to work. Now I get a beautiful daughter without moving a finger. Aren't I lucky?
You know where you need to be right now? In a mental asylum. What kind of request is that? You can't have my baby. In fact, you and Mom need to be locked up in a mental institution till both of your brains reset.
How dare you! When Mom told me that you spoke to her rudely, I didn't believe it, but now I do. Money has changed you, Marilyn. If you don't give us our demands, we're going to take it ourselves.
Don't you dare come near me and my family.
Just wait and see. You seem to have forgotten what I'm capable of.
Marilyn! What is it, Mom? Shouldn't you be asleep by now? I would be if I had a roof over my head. Okay, what happened to the roof over your head? You do know it's my house I'm speaking of, right? Okay, what's up with it? I just got home now, and it's locked, with our properties arranged outside. Then I received a call from Zoe's husband that you bought the house. Uh-huh. You missed one important detail. Neatly packed. I ensured your stuff was neatly packed outside. Are you crazy, Marilyn? Why would you buy our house? You know, for a moment I thought it could be a lie, but it turns out to be true. Can you just return the house back? Nope. This is business, Mom. The owner of the house came to tell me that you guys owed a lot of rent and utilities and were becoming a burden to him. I saw it as a business opportunity and decided to buy the whole house and convert it into something profitable. I could renovate it and convert it into an Airbnb, or what do you think? Are you seriously asking me that question? Why on earth would the landlord come to meet you? He probably recognized me from way back as your daughter. And the best thing you could think of doing was to buy the house? Being married to Jesse has helped me become an investor myself. This is just so wrong! It's late in the night and I can't just sleep outside! That's your problem, not mine. You can't treat your mother this way! Can you at least let us crash in your place for the night? Impossible. I know how you lots behave. You'd become full-time residents from just crashing for the night. Besides, we aren't even at home. My husband and I went out for a celebratory dinner. Sounds familiar, right? Fine. By the way, do you happen to know where Zoe is? I haven't seen her since yesterday. Her husband has been searching for her too. Oh, Zoe? My husband handled her already. What do you mean by handled her? She tried to break into my house last night. The security at the gate caught her and handed her over to the police. She even injured one of them with a knife. Are you sure about this? Zoe and I didn't discuss any breaking in. Apparently she wanted to steal my baby girl. Oh, that. She wouldn't stop ranting about your daughter since she set eyes on her. She's almost acting like a maniac. I agree. So what's going to happen to her now? One thing I know for sure is that the state DA is going to press charges. Oh my gosh! You don't mean to tell me that I'm all alone now? You still have a son-in-law. Try calling Zoe's husband. Do you think I haven't tried? He isn't picking up. He's probably run away or something. I bet he's tired of the marriage all along. What am I expected to do now? I don't have a house to live in. My little savings isn't enough to get an apartment. Why is this happening just when I thought you appeared to solve all our problems? Like a magic genie, right? You all thought you could make demands to me after all you've done? I'm sorry, but you've got to settle your problem by yourself. Marilyn, I'm really sorry for all the hurt I've caused you. Please forgive me. You can be sorry, Mom? Yes, I am sorry. Please forgive me and let me live with you. Your being sorry doesn't change anything. My husband and I would be returning soon anyways. I'd be a fool if I believed you're truly sorry. Bye forever, Mom. Don't forget to check up on your daughter in jail. After my mom got kicked out, she tried to reach me, but I blocked her number totally. Zoe's husband, who didn't bother to contact me all along, tried to get a job at the new company my husband established, but he was kicked out as soon as he mentioned his name. As for Zoe, the district attorney pressed charges because we found out that she caused severe bodily harm to one of the security men at the gate. She was sentenced to prison for 5 years. I heard my mom and Zoe couldn't get a place to live since she had no money and Zoe's husband abandoned her. So she lived homeless for about a month before moving to a shelter home for estranged people. That's definitely a far cry from the luxurious lifestyle she's always wanted. So pathetic. Jesse and I moved back abroad and continued to monitor our businesses and properties all around. I gave birth to a set of twins after Dora, and my life couldn't have been better. Jesse loves me so much, and we kept prospering in all ways. I'm so happy I stayed with a man with good character instead of focusing on riches alone. I'm sure my mom and sister would have learned their lesson not to look down on people because of their financial status. Living well is truly the best revenge. Thanks for watching.